There's less than a month before public school starts, and many children will have to find a new ride to class.
Plus, one of the candidates in the Honolulu mayor's race is suggesting a merger between the Honolulu Fire Department and emergency medical services. And joining us over Skype is CivilBeat.com reporter Chad Blair. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, ladies of KITV.
Well, we want to start by asking you first about the Department of Education's released a list of eliminated bus routes, and what are the numbers on that?
Well, a total of 103 routes were cut. That's 2,400 students, as you mentioned earlier, that are going to be affected. Most of those students are on Oahu. The Board of Education was concerned about the neighbor islands. It's to make up a $17 million shortfall in the budget for the Board of Education. Most of that money is coming from federal funds. There is some concern, though, that they're going to have to switch some of the funding alternatives. Was that money going to go to substitute teachers, for example? It's something the board will take up on Tuesday.
By the way, congratulations to Civil Beat for winning the Public Service Award from the Society of Professional Journalists, and you've been doing this Taken for a Ride series. What were some of the things that you learned from the series?
Well, of course, I have to give credit to Catherine Poitras and Mike Levine and John Temple, our former editor, Patty Epler as well. They really worked hard on this series. I think what is so shocking about it was the lack of accountability. Clearly there was a problem that bus contracts were going up. The costs were doubling, actually, but fewer people were bidding on the contracts. I think it shows a direct connection to today's news about the bus routes being cut. So accountability and transparency, that would probably be the big takeaway that I had from our award-winning series. Thanks for noticing.
Well, there's more than 1 month to the primary election, and, you know, the candidates are spending money like crazy. What have you found?
Well, you know, we've been tracking the money very carefully. A total of $2.1 million has already been spent for advertising just leading up to the primary. Most of that, or rather half of that, is just from independent groups. This last week, $80,000 going to mayoral candidates, Caldwell, Carlisle, and Cayetano. Linda Lingle, the candidate for Senate, is spending over $100,000. So just brace yourself for a lot of TV ads between now and August 11th.
Oh, yeah, it's that time of year again. And speaking of the Honolulu mayor's race, there's talk of a really interesting merger between two emergency responders, groups of emergency responders. What's the latest on that?
Well, it's from Kirk Caldwell. It's something that he was actually working on when he briefly served as interim mayor. The Hawaii firefighters think that that's a good idea. It'll help improve safety and save lives. It's not about saving money, interestingly enough. But the EMS folks, well, they feel a little put off. They feel like they do their job pretty well running those ambulances, and they wonder if maybe politics has something to do with it. The firefighters have endorsed Kirk Caldwell for mayor. Yeah,
that's a very interesting controversy, and yeah, we'll be waiting to hear more about that story as it unfolds. Thanks so much, Chad.
Thank you for reading Civil Beat.
Thank you.
And you can always find the complete stories we've just discussed on CivilBeat.com. It's now 6:36. We'll be right back.